It is that time of the week, guys. We got episode 6, House of the Dragon, and we have to talk about it. I know there's a lot of people out there saying this season is too dialogue heavy. There's not enough going on. But as I said in my previous videos, these are some of my favorite episodes when it comes to the world of Westeros. A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, Dance of Dragons, whatever you want to call it. I love this stuff because it's really cool to see a show and a story progress and build just properly. I don't feel like we get that enough in modern day entertainment, and I just enjoy it for what it is. And it might not seem like it to the average viewer, but if you're a Game of Thrones fanatic like myself, you read the books, you've read into the lore a little bit, you appreciate this kind of stuff, dude. There's always something happening. And I think this episode once again had a lot of heavy character development and a lot of character regression when it comes to like Rhaenyra. I feel like she's regressed a little bit, and I don't want to say she's doubting herself, but she's getting antsy. She's getting angry with her council. She's feeling flustered that people aren't fearing her or taking her serious or treating her as like she said in this episode. She's always wanted to be Daemon. She's always wanted to be fierce and free and yada yada yada, but she's not being taken that way by her peers, her whatever word I'm looking for. And I feel like it's getting to her. I feel like she is going to do maybe not on the ridiculous level of Aegon and just recklessly go out there and just whatever. I don't think she's going to do something like that, but she is struggling, and I do think being manipulated by her little whisper chick, whatever you want to call her, Aemon. I thought that was really interesting seeing him run his council. A lot different than what we've grown accustomed to with Aegon and how he handles things being king. Aemon was previously in this last episode made king regent, and he is obviously more fit for the role. Maybe his intentions are definitely more sadistic, and he's probably not the best option for king, but he definitely is built for the role. He's made for the role. He's wise beyond his years. He's stern. He knows how to handle his counsel. He's not being talked down to. And we've seen him with the Lannisters at the beginning of this episode attempt to kind of belittle him and boss him around and say he's not doing anything till Vhagar, yada, yada, yada. And Aemon doesn't take too kindly of that. We see him when little Nubfoot guy tries to wiggle his way into trying to talk himself into becoming Hand of the King, and Aemon's just not falling for it. Aemon is just, if he was a good guy, if he didn't have this vengeful just behavior or motivation, he would be a great king for the Seven Kingdoms. He necessarily he doesn't rule this iron fist, but he's just built for it, dude. He's just built for it. Alicent, she's being shunned by her son. He really doesn't value her opinion anymore. He cuts her off, shuts her up, and kicks her off the council. And he's just like, you're much appreciated for what you've done for the realm, but deuces, we don't need you no more. This is a different time. Aemon with Aegon, I thought that was, that's going to be an interesting storyline because it really came off, and I think it is the case to where Aegon, he does remember, but he's scared of Aemon now. He knows what Aemon's willing to do to, whether it be to be the king of the Seven Kingdoms, or to whatever Aemon's motivations are. Aegon knows now that his brother is willing to do what it takes to get what he wants, and he's not in much position to defend himself. So we see the little stub foot guy, Strong. I forget his Lair Strong. I forgot his first name. We see him manipulating this. I feel like it's the same way like we're seeing Rhaenyra and her little girl toy. I didn't see them being scissor sisters. Well, I guess I did. Rhaenyra was a little cray cray, but we see Aegon being manipulated by this guy and falling for it. The drastic comparisons and differences between Aemon and Aegon, I feel like we're really highlighted in this one. Aemon wasn't so easily deceived and taken advantage of, and throughout this whole season, Aegon has been nothing but that, being taken advantage of, being manipulated, being brash and erratic with his actions and behaviors, and he's paid the price. And now he's so desperate. Now he's pleading for this snake to help me, and I just love it, man. I just love the time, the care that is given to the story of these characters. It's so good to see. You know, the main goal of this episode was Rhaenyra needed to find I'm gonna call them dragon riders. I think people are calling them something else from the book. Dragon squibble squiders. I don't know what the hell they're calling them, but something. We see Rhaenyra's done her homework and she's come to her Kingsguard, essentially. I don't know the name of him, but she comes to find out he has some Valyrian blood. And it was like his great-great-grandmother or something, Arya Targaryen or something. And he could be a choice. He could be an option to ride a dragon, to be one of her dragon riders. And, you know, he's gleefully accepted this role. He's ecstatic about it. But she's like, whoa, dude, there's a lot of risk. You need to be willing to die. And he's like, I understand. I swore an oath, yada, yada, yada. And a tense scene, to say the very least. I thought a very well directed scene. I really liked almost felt like a ceremony to, you know, to have somebody be able to bond with the dragon. We see Sea Smoke kind of, I don't know, bow, submit almost. But the whole time, the way the scene was moving, we were kind of like, nah, something's fishy. Something ain't happening, you know, this guy. And then he takes so long. And I'm like, dude, you better fucking go before Sea Smoke changes his mind. And of course, Sea Smoke just torches his ass, lights him up. Another thing we saw, I think it's Alan, Sir Solus, I believe his name is, Rhaenys' husband. We see that Alan, I believe is his name. He grows the white hair. He shaves it, yada, 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 to hide his identity for being the bastard of Solus. And then his brother was eventually chased down and cornered by Sea Smoke. And we come to find out that he is going to be one of the new dragon riders, which shall be interesting for their, you know, what do you call it in this world when a bastard is, oh gosh, recognized or reverted, you know, he's given a surname or whatever. That'll be interesting to develop, because the brother in that relationship definitely seems like he's more eager to get out of the gutter compared to Alan, the one who's more noble and isn't taking advantage of the fact that he did save Sir Solus and yada, yada, yada. One thing I have to critique about this show, and I'm definitely past it. This whole plot line needs to wrap up, and we need to get Daemon back into the action and swing of things. Is this whole thing in Harrenhal? At first, I was finding it hilarious. You know, probably up until this episode, where I was like, damn, we got to get him out of this bitch. We got to get him moving. And I do think we've come to a closure. We see Daemon start to almost like regret past decisions when it came to his brother, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just over Harrenhal. I want Daemon to get back in the swing of things, get back into the Game of Thrones, the Dance with Dragons, and start being a chess piece on the table. I hate that he's still sitting in Harrenhal. We have 2 episodes left, man. We need to get him out of there. We need to absolutely get him out of there. So I'm clicking through HBO Max to see if I'm missing any storylines. So I really want to touch something. What I really wanted to do was bring it up on a second screen and kind of jump through with you guys and talk about the scenes and whatnot. But for some reason, I can't fucking do that with HBO Max. I don't know why it doesn't show up. I don't know if it's some sort of text for HBO. I don't know. Oh, here's a big one. Daemon's daughter. I don't remember her name. The one Rhaenyra shipped off with the eggs and her children. We see there is a wild dragon out there. I've read that it was like Sheep Stealer or something like that is the name of the dragon, but he is a wild dragon and he is a big bitch. Maybe not as big as like Aemon's or Vermithor, but big. So that will be interesting to see if this is how she's going to bond with this said dragon. And yeah, that'll be cool. Another dragon for Rhaenyra's army. Where are we going? There's the shaved head part. I hate that you guys really can't be here with me. We got Rhaenyra taking the shipments to King's Landing, which is going to be another great. That is a great power play, a great move by Rhaenyra. She was guided properly by the little snake in the grass, turning the people of King's Landing on the royals, essentially on Aemon and Alicent and stuff, and make Aemon have to fight two fights on 2 different fronts. He's gonna have to worry about the town folk starving and seeing that the queen, they already have belief that she is the rightful heir to the throne, and seeing what Rhaenyra's doing for them compared to what Aemond and Alicent and Aegon have done. They've essentially starved them out. So they will be rebelling soon. And we've heard it time and time again. Don't underestimate basically the peasants, the people of King's Landing. There's a lot more of them than there is of you. And one side of it's really not paying that any mind. So that could come back to bite them in the ass. What else am I missing? What else? We see Aegon, yada, 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 with the nubfoot mofo. Daemon talking to his... So we got the scissor sister moment, which Rhaenyra, pull your head out of your ass. She's messing with you. She's fooling you. She's lying to you. She's doing something. Then we get Rhaenyra hearing the news of... So let me just show you what it's doing. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that. Shows no scenes. At least not my end. I don't know. I got it a little in the little thumbnail, but yes, we got Rhaenyra riding off to see who the fuck claims Sea Smoke. Is she gonna find out? And we see in the trailer that Jace is kind of like, well, fuck, if anybody can do it, what does Targaryen even mean? You know, we're looked as, the dragons are looked at as gods, and we are the only ones capable of riding them. What the fuck does this make us if anybody can ride them? Should be interesting. Should be interesting. I'm excited for episode 7. I think there's 8 episodes, so this could be... I don't think this is going to be our season finale like Game of Thrones tend to do when it comes to their season finales, always doing the episode before the finale. The finale was always like the let's get everybody ready for the next season kind of thing. So I definitely think we're going to have maybe a couple do more people get dragons, and then it's going to go down. So be patient for you naysayers out there saying too much dialogue, yada, yada, yada. Let it cook. Let them cook. Let them cook. That's all I got. I'm sorry. These dialogue, story building episodes are hard to review off the top of the brain, and I don't write no scripts. I should start taking notes when I'm watching this shit. I make these videos after one watch through. I probably need to watch them once or twice if I'm not going to do, or 2 or 3 times if I'm not going to take notes. But I should start taking notes. That's why I really wanted to start jumping through scene to scene to scene with you guys, so I didn't forget things and I could talk about things without missing or jumbling stuff up together. But here we are, another shitty review by Geek Talk Brandon G. If you like this video, please leave a like down below, comment, and let me know your thoughts on episode 6 of House of the Dragon. And if you're interested in future content, please subscribe. Deuces.